I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
If you're watching this, then you're already part of the resistance, or you've found out that they live amongst us. So, don your glasses. They live. So, straight out of the cardboard box, and what am I met with? The most splendid cover of all time. Quite possibly, of course, it's the slipcase edition for They Live. If you're not familiar with the film, what rock have you been living under? In the film, the Hoffman glasses help our daunting hero to discover that aliens live amongst us. And in that spirit, this rather plain cover represents what happens when he dons the Hoffmans and looks at things like billboards and newspapers, magazines, and even dollar bills. However, whilst this is very exciting for us, it's not very exciting for you. So we'll slip that away. I did. And take a look at the standard box art, and there we go. It's all very nice and very lovely. Hefty box, and lifting off the lid reveals a multitude of contents inside, and I have to confess I was rather giddy. Even so much so I've done a little bit of a sort of impromptu live on Facebook. Look what's inside the box. Now, slightly more measured, slightly more methodical for those people who are connoisseurs of that kind of thing. Now, full disclosure, I don't really give a monkey's bit of Kickstarter, okay? When I back it, which usually involves several rather protracted conversations with our wee Simon, where we debate the pros and cons and the various pledge levels and the sweet spots and all the things that got there, and then finally decide, do we really need this? Then one or the two of us normally go for it. Other guys in the club just kind of go for it, say nothing about it, and then a game appears. What fun's that? However, once we say and I decide, yes, we're doing it, we go in, do our pledge, and then we walk away. And we do not endure the stress of where is it, when's it coming, or anything else like that, frankly. Occasionally, because of notifications, I go, oh, more stretch goals have been unlocked. Let's go and have a look at what those are. Oh, those are pretty, or quite often, those don't matter. Whatever. And we move on from that. And then one day, a box arrives, and we get all excited, and never really question how long it takes. That's us. It's not a dig at anyone, it's just how we do it. So, have not really read through the ins and outs, haven't watched any of the gameplay videos, haven't downloaded the rulebook to read it. Not lack of interest, it's just there was no point. I would have forgotten the rules by now. So better off as I am. I don't know what they are. And I still don't care. This week I will read them and learn them and care. For now, we shall delve inside the box and look at what these components are, and a little bit of a sort of a off-the-cuff view on quality, quantity, and I suppose value, if I can even remember what I pledged. I think it just kind of went basic. I think I went basic game, extra dice, extra glasses, one set of each. Nothing too extravagant. Not an extravagant kind of person, really. So, what have we got in here? There's a whole pile of stuff literally filled in here. Thankfully, there is an effort at a little bit of storage. It's not a storage solution. I would call this more of a transport safety measure. They've put this little card structure in just above the board and rule books to keep everything safe when it's winging its way around the world. Lots and lots of cards, glasses, our standees, the stretch goals, all inside this lovely little box. Thankfully the sleeveys and all the rest of it. One of the nice things that I have to say about Iconiq Studios, I'm never quite sure, I'm just going to call them Iconiq, because that's kind of, I think, what it's supposed to be. One of the nice things I'd like was their little notifications weren't in your face all the time. They kept us well updated on deliveries and whatnot. I don't know, oh, delivery update. it's not coming, so that's fine. Oh, delivery update, it's not coming, so oh, something about the content, something about rules. And they have mentioned things like a lot of the cards have a little film on them, just to protect them in transit. Nice touch. You can leave it on, you can peel it off. The sleeveys, they've sort of said, look, they are purposefully a little bit tight, so here's a wee video on how to get them in right. Great. And about fitting your cards together, there's little sort of wheels and cogs and dials that you have to do. They've done a little bit about doing that, and sort of said, look, they're going to be stiff, and after a couple of uses, they'll be normalised. They'll be fine. You'll be happy. Oh, that's kind of cool. So full marks for all that kind of stuff, folks. You aren't remotely interested in sleeves. There are sufficient for everything in the box. I'm reliably informed. By reliably informed, it was an email. I read it. It said there was. I accept that as truth. I'm going to set these over here, where in about 15 minutes I'll have forgotten where I put them. So, I wonder, should we sort of try and do this in order? I don't know. Let's find something out of the box, and then I've got the list of all the contents over here on the screen in front of me. We'll figure out what they are from there. So there's a rather big bag. This one says case files. You won't see it there, but I might be able to help. Does that help? It does! Look at me! Look at me go, Mum, how I've grown. So these are case file cards, and I might even be able to put two side by side, a front and a back. Look at that. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Thankfully, if you're a fan of our channel, you'll realise we're not consummate professionals when it comes to social media, nor do we care. So there is a chock-filled bag of these. Not sure what a chock-filled bag has to do with them. How many, I wonder. Let's look at the list and see what it tells us over here on the screen. You know, because I know this off the top of my head. So they might actually relate to... Where did I see that on this list? Personal story cards. Times 88. Yes. Personal story cards. These are personal story cards. Case files are personal story cards. There's 88 of them. That would be 2 piles of 44. Okay, so that's the, should I put them back? I'll put them back in the bag. Not going to sit and read them. Don't be reading glasses. But we'll be doing a little bit of a gameplay video. We will go into what's in them or on them in a little bit more detail. Okay, so that's that. Then we have the first bag of standees. They are card, fairly thick and durable card by the looks of things. Just sort of thinking the best way to put these out so you can sort of get a few of them out here. There we go. So we're going to have characters from the film. We're also going to have some extra folks stuck in here. I think there was maybe a pledge to be somebody as well. There's 8 player tokens upgraded to standees by stretch goals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9. There must have been a stretch goal to add another one in there. That's cool. So they're nice. They're double-sided, same face both sides. Front and back are nice. I've got 10. I've just found normal. So there was obviously stretch goals that made 10 rather than the 8. There is bases for them in here somewhere. I'm sure we'll come to them in due course. This is going to get very cluttered very quickly, I imagine. This is rather cute. It's of course kick-ass bubblegum. And if we open this up, you will be delighted to see your kick-ass bubblegum dice. And they are big and chunky, and yes, I want to eat them. Don't eat the dice, Andy. And they do exciting things, I'm sure. If I read the rulebook, it would tell me. You've maybe read the rulebook. You maybe know. Good for you. I don't yet. we have a little set of countdown clock cards, and on the board there's a place for the countdown clock to go. If you watch their video, you sort of see the clock as well, just to let you see those two. So just like that there. Just little double-sided clock face numbers. And some of them are white, which will be for a very good reason. I told you, don't know. Those nice. They're a little bit thinner. They're just sort of, you know, decent cardstock quality, but not particularly thick. And then we have billboards. Now these are, there's, I think there's several in each little packet. I'll open one up. I'll set one down here so it uses something to look at. Now there's a bit of glare there of that, obviously because of the plastic bag. But we'll open one up and see what it is exactly. So yeah, I've got 1, 2, there's 3 in here. As far as I know, these go on locations throughout the game. There we go, you can sort of see it now. They are quite glossy. These may have a film on them, I'm not sure. I don't want to really interfere with them. But what I can possibly do for you is I'll set one down there, okay? And then if I lovingly take my Hoffman glasses and put it underneath the camera, it might work. It kind of works, but the light's not really in our favour. You can just about see there that it says consume. Don't think I can do that in any better way that it's going to work for you, because we kind of got light coming at both directions. But yeah, a lot of the components will have the secret message thing that works, and yes, it does. I can assure you, this says consume. You just can't see it without the Hoffman glasses, just like the film. And that little detail makes me slightly giddy inside with excitement. So we'll just set those over. There's presidential sort of running campaign posters, there's the drink, and there's enjoy the beach as well. That's that little compartment empty. What have we got over here? So these ones say cable 54. Which just makes me think at the very start of this, did I say cable 13? I maybe did. I'll maybe edit that. I maybe won't. So we got these here. Choo-choo. And these should be propaganda cards. There should be 3 variants, and there should be 60 of them. Based on the last stack of cards, I would say that's right. And flicking through them, yes. We got blue, red, and green. And I'm going to make a stabbing guess that blue, red, and green correspond to different categories of propaganda and threat, probably, from it. So, big wadge of those. How many different words can you use in one video to talk about piles of cards? There's not a plethora of these. These appear to be injury or condition cards. They are injury cards. There are 30. They've got little sort of x-rays on one side, showing you the detail of the injury, and then it's like a little doctor's bag on the other. And they're very cute. I suppose some people will expect me to point out there is the little sort of puck marks from where the cards have been punched out. Just a little tiny of spare material. That might annoy some people who will then insist they take out like a razor blade or a nail file and take that all away. That's right, I won't be one of them. Pardon me. What are these? The Technician. There are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 of these cards. The Stalker, the Mastermind, the Bounty Hunter, the Healer, Demolition Expert, and the Technician. and on the front it's the star of the show, but on the back we have these here. Just looking to see if I can quickly identify what these relate to for us. They're not character cards, they do seem to be skills or specializations of some description. But nothing's leaping out of it. Possibly allies? Or stretch goal. I'm sure I will find out in due course. They're kind of cute. Right, what more? 2 more wadges of cards. We've got location cards. You can tell because there's a map on the back of them. And there's a plethora of these, alright? So they're like so, and then the reverse side breaks down details on different areas. And yep, there's colour codes. I'm thinking from a quick look that I had at the board that there's coloured areas to the map, so I'm going to guess that these relate to specific areas and things that go on in them. Again, fairly sort of standard card stock to it, so sleeving those, probably no bad thing. Let's take a break from cards for a second. We have the included set of Hoffmans, of which these are them. Nice little detail here is the fact that they live on them. It's just kind of cute. Now, it's worth pointing out, because people are that stupid. You know you are. These are not sunglasses. Okay? So don't be getting your cool They Live branded glasses and going out and sitting in the sun. That's not what they're for. Don't expect them to work. They're for the game. They are a game component and designed to do their little special secret job. So we got that, and as I say, I got an extra set. And then we have the components that will be used for the player boards. So I got these sort of little cog parts. So there's lots of little discs like that there. Loads and loads of them. I think they're card. Pretty sure they're card. Yes, I did bite it to find out. I couldn't be certain. Feeling it, I couldn't tell whether it was plastic or card. Tasting it, I'm fairly sure it's cardboard. The lengths I go to satisfy the curiosity or tactile nature. We have a set of They Live Assault on Cable 54 cards in here. Cha-ching! The Iron Doors, live from Cable 54. The Vent Maze. You have a choice. So that is sort of the front hand look, and that's the back door look. This video is going from worst to bad. Those are the Final Assault cards. There we go. Final Assault cards. I can read. Yes, I could have lifted the rulebook out and had it sitting beside me, but that defeats the purpose of an unboxing, sort of. Cheekers, we're at 20 minutes already. This is taking far too long. You'll all be asleep and gone away. We have little sort of washers for those cogs. Big bag chock full of them. And then we've got our little bases for our standees. And look at that. If you were out fishing and caught that, you'd probably be happy. Now these have an odd feel. What are these? Let's get one out and see. Fragile. These are going to be, I'm pretty sure, our weapons, items and allies cards. So on the back, looks as if it's a package, because in the film again there was all these sort of boxes, and that's where they found the Hoffman glasses and stuff like that there. So, and then on the other side we're going to have whatever the item or ally is. It's just a nod. There's a nod feeling to them, and it's kind of peculiar. I mean, we all know what a deck of cards feels like, but when you squeeze these, it's as if there's It's as if there's a lump. I'm not sure what that is. I can't see anything that's protruding, but they kind of go like that naturally, and it's as if there's something. It's as if there's something in amongst them. I'm not seeing anything in amongst them. Satisfying my curiosity because I'm convincing myself that there's something in here. Oh, there is. Okay, I take it back. I'm going to show you this. I've only spotted it in this one. This little square. This little square is something. I don't know what it is, but it's got depth, and that's what's making the card stack feel kind of weird. Ah. Oh. Right. Okay. The ones that have little badges on them, the badges are another secret, and you need to be able to use the glasses to know what the secret is, and it seems to relate to where it's come from or whose it's been taken from or whether you can safely use it. That explains the weird feeling. And it's on, not on all of them, but it's on a lot of them. So there's obviously some cards that you're going to know are completely fine, safe to use, grand, don't have to worry about it. And then there's ones that might be risque. That makes a lot of noise, flitting that bag. Sorry. We'll set them down there. And then we've got a little stack of enemy tiles. These are enemy tiles. See, I'm getting quicker. Quite a stack of enemy tiles, in fact. We'll just take out a few. Ooh, scary big onlooker invader. So they've all got little names. I'll set a few down here so that you can see. And then on the back you've got their stats. Kind of puts me in mind of the cards that you got in Mansions of Madness, the first edition, that kind of thing, where there was the picture on one side and then sort of stats, and then you slid it into the critter card. So that kind of vibe off them. Could be completely wrong, but that's just sort of a gut reaction to what they sort of seem to behave like. We're nearly through the box at 23 minutes. I would be disappointed if we were done by now, to be honest, because the sense when you open this, was so much stuff, and to give it a little bit of airtime, I'm going to keep the box to the end because it's exciting, I think. So you got these little boards. These are the things that the cogs are going to go onto, and your character sheet will sort of sit behind. These are your character boards. Now there should be 8. So I'm going to say that these are 2 packs of 4, but there appears to be more than 4. Oh, and they've got secret stuff on them too. These windows, you can see it against the weird computery light. There's something going on here. I've no idea what. Sorry. Watch a video where they've actually played it. They'll be able to tell you. Oh, you still can't see it. I can only see it because of the weird light from the computer. That's interesting. You'll see. There, you can just make it out. There's like a little face in there about something. But you can sort of see that these are the cogs that are going to control the items that you've got and your various health and stuff like that there. And just so we can see how those marry up, there are character cards here. These are quite big. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 again. So 2 more than the listed 8. And they've all got their little picture on it as well. And then oodles of information about the characters too. In fact, if I fire one sort of here. Yeah. You get a slightly better look at that. Oh, Ah, okay. When I look at this guy with the Hoffman glasses, you can see him. When I put the Hoffman glasses on, I can't. But I can see him when I put him in this. But I don't know why. That'll be interesting to find out about. That's kind of weird and spooky. It's the fact his face vanishes when I put these on. Did yours vanish as well? His doesn't. Oh, in certain lights they do, in certain lights they don't. It could be just a trick of light. Okay, it could be just a trick of light. These are supposed to go this way. Okay, cool. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued now. I was excited, now I'm intrigued. That's a bonus. That's an upgrade. So, loads of those, and as I say, loads of the character cards. We'll set them up on this one because I think you'll sort of get a little bit of a gander slightly better. You can hit pause and zoom in if you want to see something in particular. There's Nada. The all-known drifter stumbled in from one of the biggest mysteries in modern times. He's fast to act with a short temper. Nada is good with his hands and takes no prisoners. He just wants to get to the bottom of what's going on and live his life. Cool. We have a bag for them. I could be waiting and putting all these away when we're done, but oh dear. Right, let's have a look at this box, okay? So done as if it's a VHS. For you kids at home, that's a video cassette. It's even got VHS on the side. That's so cute. That is so cute. Love it. So in this are the stretch goals. So we've got another fistful of cards that appear to be a little sort of combination of everything. We've got case files and equipment and people there. So huge chunk of extra cards thanks to the stretch goals. We've got the other dice. These aren't extras that you get in the stretch goals. I bought an extra set of dice and an extra set of glasses. I'd forgotten I tucked them in there. We've got alternative standees. Oh, look at that. That's class. Oh, very good. So, fans of the film, I don't think, are component-wise for what we're seeing here, I don't think we're going to be disappointed. If anything, I think I'm actually happier seeing standees than miniatures, because you'd feel you have to paint them to get sort of the visual pleasure of it, whereas those are perfectly serviceable as they are. And there's more. Yep, we've got the different versions. We've got Battle Nada now. And there's Gilbert's card, Holly, and Demolition Frank. What's it tell us in the front? Stretch edition, this time they die. So yes, this has gone all sort of gun-ho and crazy kill time. Super powered, not super, overpowered, optimized characters. We'll pop them back in there to keep them safe. I'm tempted to sort of do surgery to this and actually put it into a VHS box, because then it could store quite a few components into it. VHS boxes for all the components. That might be fun. Anyway, I digress. I'll tuck both them sets of dice in there actually, because then we'll know where they are. And I've done it wrong. There we go. So, what's next, says you? Next, says me, is this little card. As you can see, you were fooled. You thought it was a sort and try type thing. It's just a couple of pieces of cardboard. Brilliant idea. Just stops everyone bouncing about in there in transit. And a little MDF replicant of that might well suffice as a storage solution. Or we shout at Justin and go, 3D print us something cool, Justin. So we have an icon reference sheet, and we have the action order of play sheet, the order of play sheet that breaks down the phases. There are 4 of those, so plenty to go round. Might laminate those. You know what people are like, fizzy drinks and Cheetos. Banned from the table, but it still happens. We have the 1 to 3 player rulebook. Got a funny feeling that this will give you the rules for 1 to 3 players, which will be different from 3 or more. This is my first time seeing the rulebook. It's fairly well laid out. Everything seems to be broken into very clear sections. There's a lot less writing than I was expecting. Cool, okay. So we have that one. And then we've got this one. Again, keeping that theme of the hidden stuff. You could, what would have been actually kind of cute was if this was a magazine cover, like an inverse magazine, and when you wore the glasses, you seen something else. They wouldn't have, would they? No, they didn't. Denied. So, introduction, components list, gameplay overview, core mechanics, character, cards and skills, the resistance stash, layout of the resistance card, tokens, injury cards, enemy tiles, skills and combat rules, setting up the game, the action phase, the response phase, the location phase, the propaganda phase, the final assault phase, ending the game, and credits. There we go. And yeah, okay, so it's a slightly different layout than the last time. There's a bit more meat being thrown onto this by the looks of things. There's the bit more writing, so obviously going to reckon that the 1 to 3 is a slightly pruned down game, judging by that, and that this is the full on sort of thing, because this is more like when I flicked through the Thing board game rulebook and kind of went, Roger, you read this. So yeah, hopefully fairly good detail. Haven't noticed anyone already posting up errata or anything like that there, which, you know, be nice. Miss those days when you didn't get errata 3 days after getting a thing. Flowcharts. What's this? You're trying to make things easy to understand by providing us flowcharts? My word, what's the world coming to? There are lots of flowcharts. Lots and lots of them actually. Okay. Haven't seen flowcharts, I don't think, in a rulebook for quite some time. So that could be interesting to see how that works out. Flowcharts do help make things understandable, because I'm remarkably thick at times. Can't remember, I don't think I got a name in the book. There's all the names of all the people who helped at the back of the book, but they probably pledged for like big money or something exciting. I can't remember. I don't know. The board. Now, I do have to warn you, the board's huge. Huge. Big. Very big. I mean, I can't even get... I can get 2 sections of it this way for you. Maybe 4. Like that. And there's 2 more. Yeah, definitely 2 more. So what we'll do instead is we'll put a picture on the screen, sort of over, over there. That's the board. And now I've folded it a silly way. That's good. It did, when I first seen it, put me in mind of sort of Escape Plan. I don't know if you've played that. Not sort of layering, but that idea that it's already maps. It's kind of like, you know, you're using the tourist maps or the city maps and Polaroid photographs, sort of in the house to plan out your moves and whatnot. And Escape Plan has that kind of feel to it as well. So yeah, I like the look of that, and that's a hefty lump of board. And the last thing then is a sheet of tokens, which I can't grab. There we go. I think there's only one. Cheekers with the amount of cards, you wouldn't imagine there'd be too many. Yeah, 1 sheet of tokens. First aid, looks like alert status, dumping stuff, sets of glasses, and resistance leader tile. Okay. So there we go. That's everything that's inside the box. Gut reaction? More than happy. The initial sort of buzz of coming home and finding that parcel and done the little unboxing video, you can check it on our Facebook page. That sort of excitement is still there. I'm just tired now because it's late. But not disappointed by anything that I've sort of had a look at there initially. Not daunted by the rulebook. It's pretty much what I'd hoped. Maybe even slightly better than I hoped. And I've got to say, looking forward to getting to grips with this and then sitting down and playing it. As ever, I will probably watch a couple of the playthrough videos. Haven't actually looked really closely at any of them, so take a look at that, see what they tell me, and then yeah, hunker down and give it a go. And that's us. We shall not labour. The point, we'll let you go away because I think we're nearly at 40 minutes. I do apologise, that took a while, but nice job. Glad that's here. Can't remember if it took too long. Can't remember if it was delayed much. Don't know. Don't care. It's here. It's not disappointing. And yeah, next up, gameplay. Stay tuned. But while you're staying tuned, why not subscribe or join us in the comments if you've got your copy and what your reaction to what you've got inside the box has been so far. Any problems and you're particularly pleased with and you enjoy the most, and have you been silly enough to wear your sunglasses outside? These things and other things we're always glad to hear about. And thanks for watching. As always, please do subscribe, and if you have the time, give us a little follow or whatever they do these days on Facebook as well. It's like hugging us, but you don't have to touch us. Bye bye.